These are the kind of games that I've honestly become numb to it. It is honestly embarrassing to say the least. Just heard what Frank's had to say. I heard what Vicario's had to say, and there's similar sort of things I heard after the Chelsea game. Exactly the same sort of statements. Apologies to the fan. We didn't come out. We didn't fight. We didn't do this. We didn't do that. This is now what? The second London derby, the North London derby. Bigger than the Chelsea game. Of course it is. But I've heard the same things again. Arsenal 4, Spurs 1. One of the biggest defeats I can remember for a long, long time. Eze scoring a hat-trick, something that hadn't been done since 1970, I don't know, 75, 70, I don't know, 70s. I just heard Les Ferdinand just saying in the commentary box, you know, they came over, and they just rolled over. And that's the bottom line, because I'm hearing fans, I'm going online, I'm reading everything, guys, and everybody wants to tell me, oh, the tactics. Oh, why didn't Porro start? You know, you've gone to a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. How can you not have the best wing back play? Guys, no tactics. Doesn't matter who you start in the game. No tactics or anything like that will ever work if you don't do the basics. If you don't win your duels, if you don't win your tackles, if you don't win your first and second balls, if you don't put your opponents under a bit of pressure when off the ball, you got to be chasing, working as a team, functioning. You can set up a low block, you can set up defensively, but you then got to have a plan how you want to do it in transition, how you want to counter attack, how you want to hurt your position, how you want to nick the ball off them when they're in transition, so then you can counter and hurt them. You got to have this plan in motion and execute it, but it all starts by winning your duels, by tackling, by beating, by fighting. I'm talking sporting, in a sporting way, in a footballing way. That fighting on the pitch. It's the North London derby. It's one of the biggest games that both sets of fans look forward to playing, and want to see that passion in it. You cannot in any way or form hope to gain any kind of result by setting up in the way that we did and playing like the way we did. It wasn't so much the fact that we set low, got men behind the ball, because Arsenal are right now a better team than Tottenham. It's clear it is. It's night and day. This is a Tottenham side that finished 17th last year, bar one or two players. It is the same team. So it's a weak mentality problem. Europa aside, what we saw in the league was weak. It was a weak team, and not much has changed. But now I'm listening, even having listened to what Frank said at the end of the game, it doesn't give me anything that makes me think there's a... Has he got the minerals, guys? I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a weak showing. Like I said, this is a complete carbon copy of the match that we played against Chelsea to certain degrees, in terms of how we approached it, how we fought in the game, how we played, and how we ended the game. And it was just honestly embarrassing scenes. We can go on and talk about the match reaction and go on how we can say, you know, you always knew that if they got that first goal before the heart of the break, the best thing we could have hoped was trying to get it to 0-0 half time, and then perhaps try and get at them in the second half with the changes. But then they scored the first goal with Eze. They scored a second one Trossard scored the first goal. Then Eze scored the second one at a key moment. It was a 42nd minute. Vicario mentioned it. Yes, there's been situations where his line of view with three players in front of him could have obstructed his view. They were in an offside position. And it was at a moment I felt that if it was disallowed, it would have given us a bit of a lifeline at 1-0. Having conceded that second goal, it should have been ruled out, because we've seen them ruled out. But I agree with what also he said. It wouldn't have changed the course of the match, because even at 1-0, the way we were playing, it would have still, the outcome, I think, would have still been the same. For sure, it would have been the same. But what is this point of having these rules and regulations in place if they are then, you know, one day they're good, they're ruled out, one day they're not. I think Van Dijk had one ruled out for a similar situation. Was it? I can't remember if it was Everton or Man City. It was probably Man City. Obstruction, you know, someone obstructed his Donnarumma's view, and that was disallowed, and that would have been 1-1 at a crucial point of the game. Man City would have still gone on to win that game the way Liverpool were playing, but it was a key moment. This was also a key moment, being that it was convalidated and it was 2-0. We go at half time, you're thinking, okay, it's still 2-0, and the next goal is clearly going to change the game. If it's 2-1, the game reopens. And then we go out there within 30, 40 seconds, we go 3-0 down. And the game is totally done. Now you just think to yourself, man, this is going to be a long night because they just scored a third just after the break. Before the end of the match, this could go on to become 4s and 5s and 6s. And if Arsenal taken in some situations a lot better, perhaps it would have been. At 3-0, once Eze got that his goal, for me it was done and dusted. Yes, Richarlison scored a fantastic goal, chipping the goalkeeper, but it was just nothing more than a consolation prize. It never felt that even the following 5-10 minutes afterwards that we was going to try reopen the game. We were certainly more attacking, but then what choice we had? We had to be a bit more attacking when we went to a back four, putting Xavi Simons on, but. And then obviously the other changes, Johnson and Moine, it was too little, too late. But the fundamentals are missing. When we play a team that's better than us, which Chelsea and Arsenal clearly are, you can say, look, we're not gonna outplay them. We're not going to probably go toe-to-toe, but you got to fight. You cannot roll over and die. And we did this again, but it's, I said in the previous video, I said, these kind of games, you've got to go over there with a straight back, accept that you're not going to be the better team, knowing fully well their strengths, and to put this match on, if we cut them out on the set plays, would give ourselves a chance. Every single goals would have been from open play. So it was just a really, really weak performance. There's nothing really more what I can say to this. It was weak, and I've totally become numb to it all. It really is, because it's just every year we go there with the same approach, different managers, different players, but the outcome is always the same. And this one was a bad defeat. Yeah, guys, I don't know what really more I can say on the matter right now, but yeah, weak mentality, and it still shows. And I don't know at this moment in time if and how long it will take to change that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, not saying come on you Spurs tonight. No.